WHF Scheme, I hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic today. I'm Mysticle and I'll be bringing you the latest in AR and VR news. As usual, you have chapters down below to skip to any specific part of this video that you might be most interested in, and with that being said, let's get right into it. First things first, Meta has now full-scale started rolling out v76 to Quest devices. They're running on a staggered rollout, meaning not everyone is going to receive the update at the same time. And even if you receive the update, you might not at first receive all the features. But the one thing that you will probably notice is that with v76, Meta Horizon Worlds is now built into the device, meaning you can no longer uninstall the app. This makes perfect sense. Meta is pushing a lot onto Horizon Worlds right now, and many devices come with proprietary apps nowadays. So this is not something new, but it doesn't change the fact that a lot of people are going to be unhappy about this. Another little something, however, that is super handy for accessibility in v76 is live captions. So since v56, MetaQuest has actually supported captions in select video players, like MetaQuest TV, for example. Well, now that is going to work system-wide with absolutely anything. This is a feature of Android that has existed for a while now, but it is only arriving on Quest in v76. This does include everything, including voice chat. However, what I find really cool is the fact that Meta is also focusing quite a bit on AI, meaning that I bet you they're cooking up something to do with live captions and translation. This would theoretically allow people to communicate in voice chat using live captions and live translation, meaning that you could play video games online with, well, basically anyone. That would be really cool and would open up a whole new wave of Pandora's box. What isn't so positive though is the fact that Meta with v76 is introducing system level advertising ID. Now every headset is going to have a system level advertiser ID tied to it that will essentially allow advertisers to give you apps more suited towards you. Yeah, a lot of people are going to absolutely hate this one, but Meta is supposedly giving you the feature to disable it. So all isn't bad. I know for a fact people are going to be in the comments section saying that, hey, you know, that is just a placebo. Disabling it doesn't actually do anything, but I guess we just have to hope that it does, and believe them, because that's all we can do in this situation. To read you a little bit more on this one, Meta says it's also rolling out a unique device identifier that advertisers can use to show more relevant ads on Meta Horizon OS. You can enable or disable your advertiser ID at any time by going into settings in your headset. So yeah, that's v76 for you, or at least the more prominent features of it. Let me know what you think down below. Now, onto something quite exciting. Ever since we started talking about AI and virtual reality, people have been having some really crazy ideas that make perfect sense, to be honest with you. For example, NPCs and AI. When can we spawn NPCs in virtual reality that we can interact with using AI, where they can come up with answers to your questions and dialogue on the spot and proceed with the game using completely unique dialogue would work really cool if done correctly. People have also been saying, when can we generate fully new 3D worlds using AI? This is virtual reality after all, and we can already generate images. AI is pretty good at it. Now we can also generate videos. When can we generate full-scale 3D worlds by just typing a description of what we want? This is kind of two sides of one coin, because people are going to hate and love this again, since people hate and love AI, depending on who you ask. And Meta Horizon Desktop Editor might just be one of the first apps to actually utilize AI to generate 3D meshes and textures, which could be really nice for up-and-coming developers that maybe don't know how to 3D model yet. Now, I would encourage you to learn how to 3D model. Just because AI can do it for you doesn't mean you shouldn't learn how to do it yourself. I actually really like 3D modeling. But the Horizon Desktop Editor can now AI generate 3D models, textures, and skyboxes, adding to its existing audio and TypeScript AI generation features. Meta Horizon Desktop Editor is a flat-screen Windows PC application that entered public access in early February, replacing the Horizon Worlds in VR world creation toolset that had been harshly criticized and even ridiculed for its oversimplistic results. Horizon Desktop Editor offers the ability to import 3D assets, images, and sound files, place them in a 3D landscape, and implement game logic and other functionality using TypeScript, a popular offshoot of JavaScript. This launch also saw in-world monetization features roll out to most of the countries where Horizon Worlds is available, letting creators earn revenue. Creators can also offer durable purchases, such as a held item, or consumable purchases, such as power-ups or coins. All that is perfectly standard, I would say, for a social application like this. We've seen it a lot of times in so many different apps, so that's not necessarily something new, but I think the AI features here could certainly help quite a few people that are just getting started. Really, really cool actually seeing it happen, but again, people are gonna love it, people are gonna hate it. What I think people can't hate on, though, is discounts. And the Meta Quest 3S is currently discounted to $270 with a $30 discount. This sale is going on until 8:59 p.m. PT on April 26th. That means you can get the 128GB base model for $270, or the higher end 256GB model for $370. So yeah, in case you guys are looking to get into virtual reality or purchase yourself a Quest 3S, now might be a good time to do it. Yeah, I don't think anyone can hate on discounts. Here's an interesting one. Pico Motion Tracker Waist version offers standalone body tracking. So Pico has probably been the only standalone headset manufacturer, except for Vive, that has been trying to create kind of standalone full body trackers, where it can connect directly with the headset, something we've been wanting Meta to do for quite some time. Well, Pico has done it. The new Pico Motion Tracker Waist version offers standalone body tracking and works in both the mobile and PC versions of VRChat. The Pico Motion Trackers launched alongside the Pico 4 Ultra last year, though they support the earlier Pico 4 and Pico Neo 3 headsets too. Until now, Pico Motion Trackers have been sold in a pair of €90 or £80, with a relatively short strap intended for attaching them to your ankles to enable leg tracking in supported titles, including VRChat. Now, ByteDance is also selling the Pico Motion Tracker Waist version for €50 or £40, a single tracker with a longer strap so that you can attach it to your waist. The new waist tracker requires you to already own the ankle trackers for full body motion tracking, meaning the total cost of adding full body tracking to your Pico headset is €140. There's currently no bundle, so you have to buy the waist and ankle tracker separately. That's kind of a weird one, honestly, not having a bundle that would possibly sell that a little bit cheaper, but hey, at least the option is there. So yeah, I guess if you guys have the Pico Motion Trackers, you can now add a waist tracker to your collection. Here's something really cool from Luna, as apparently Meta has fixed a glitch in their operating system in 2 hours. We can see Luna complained about it here. Here's a very egregious UX failure / oversight on Horizon OS. If you have the Add Page to Library browser feature introduced in v74, but don't have the All tab in Library, which started rolling out in v68 8 months ago, you can only see web pages by searching. Insane. And then we can see big props to whoever at Meta noticed this post and/or bug report and fixed it within 2 hours. That must be a new record for Meta, to be honest, fixing a bug like that in 2 hours. Pretty cool though to see that they're watching and listening, because I know some people on the forums feel like that isn't the case. But yeah, it does actually look like they might be listening. Meta did also seemingly publish a small incremental update to v76. As we can see here from Luna, we're excited to announce the release of v76.1023. This update includes bug fixes and improvements. I love it when they add that to changelogs. I do it when I create ROMs for phones as well, just to be able to have a longer changelog. You do bug fixes, improvements, source update. They all essentially mean the same thing. Now something for you emote fans out there, as apparently Meta seems to be rolling out the ability to add intro emotes to your avatar on the profile page of Quest / Horizon mobile app. There's a dozen or so to choose from. I'm not sure this feature exists on the HMD side OS yet. So yeah, I guess if you guys are fans of emotes from Fortnite or something, well, you should now be able to hopefully add them to your avatar. For some reason, I should have totally seen that coming, and yet I didn't. What I did see coming, though, is the fact that Apple is going to have to reduce the price of the Vision Pro 2. And that does seem to be the case. The Apple Vision Pro 2, reportedly cheaper and lighter, Mac tethered, headset coming. 2. Apple Vision Pro 2 will be cheaper and lighter, not just a chip upgrade, and the company is working on a Mac tethered headset too, Bloomberg's Mark Gurman reports. In the latest edition of his weekly newsletter, Gurman claims that Apple is readying 2 new headsets, a Vision Pro successor and an entirely new Mac tethered headset. Gurman doesn't say exactly how much lighter the headset should be, nor does he give any estimated price. He also doesn't make any claims about when the headset should ship, though earlier in the week, a lone Chinese report claimed the mass production has already begun. And then, back in January, Gurman reported that Apple had cancelled transparent AR display glasses that would have required a connection to your Mac, or originally Apple had hoped your iPhone, which he said would launch in 2027. In his new report, Gurman stands by this reporting and says that Apple now plans to deliver the same concept, a head-worn device you plug into your Mac, but with an opaque VR-style display system, similar to Vision Pro. The headset would be focused on delivering an ultra-low latency Mac virtual display, and it has the potential to be cheaper and significantly lighter than a standalone Apple Vision Pro. In case that is something you're looking for, and I know quite a few people who have actually purchased the Apple Vision Pro are using it for coding because of those really nice displays. You can fit a lot of text and it'll still be sharp on there. So I can see why people would want a tethered only version. But yeah, it's still probably going to be quite expensive. It's Apple after all. Doesn't mean that I'm not excited to see what they create, because where Apple goes, the industry tends to follow. Either way though, that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you all so much for joining me. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day or night wherever you are in the world. And if you like this one, please leave it a like. If you disliked it, I guess the button works too, but let me know why down below. If you're not yet part of our community, check out our Discord and our Reddit down below where I want to see you posting your spicy memes. And thank you so much to anyone supporting this channel, the Patreons, the people buying things in the description. Seriously guys, much love. You are what makes all of this possible. And as usual, if you guys want me to do content coming up on the channel, make sure to smack that subscribe button with your hurt, ding my bell, and see you again next video. Peace. That's, I don't even know if you slow that down, it probably absolutely nothing. It doesn't make sense. Either way though, at least we got there. Peace.
Look at that disgusting bonnet.
What's up?
How's it going?
Generating AI. This is the first time I'm using this feature. I literally only found out about it today. We'll see how bad or good it is and if people notice.